Welcome back to the Roundtable. I'm a tired employee, and welcome back to another breakdown of Cartoon Network's classic, The Amazing World of Gumball. This episode, we're taking a look at the Season 6 episode, The Cringe. In this episode, Gumball is tired of things being too awkward with his fellow classmates, Hot Dog Kid. To remedy the situation, they decide to experience increasingly cringy situations together. The episode is funny and hard to watch at the same time, which overall makes it one of my favorites. But guys, you know how this goes. This episode is riddled with secrets and Easter eggs and references, so without further ado, let's dive right in. Let's start with a sort of shocking reference here. In the locker room, they look for ways to make things more awkward. Banana Joe suggests something called a moon landing. Well, even I had to look this one up, but when I did, I was kind of horrified. According to my source, which of course is Urban Dictionary, it is when two people bend over at the same time in the locker room, resulting in their asses touching. That's exactly what Banana Joe symbolized there. It's not subtle. I guess it explains the duo's reaction. Also, good to note, Banana Joe hums the 2001 Space Odyssey music as he brings two peaches together to simulate the moon landing. At least I can make a reference to a classic movie while talking about asses touching. This one is small, but when Gumball and the Hot Dog Kid run out into the streets, you can see this trash can in the background. Well, it seems it's the same trash can as they always use on the streets, with the same icon and everything. This kind of shows how Gumball uses similar assets in different scenes. It's not really an Easter egg or a reference, it's just interesting to point out a sort of like production fact about it, because you can clearly see that they're reusing a lot of the same stuff, and maybe that's just how they build the world of Elmore. It's also a nice little detail that gives the show continuity and makes the whole world of Gumball feel real. This next reference is obvious. In an attempt to make things as cringy as possible, Hot Dog Kid and Gumball go on a talent show called Elmore's Got Talent. This is an obvious parody of America's Got Talent, down to the logo and subject matter. America's Got Talent is an American talent show where contestants compete for the grand prize. With the amount of spin-offs the show has, however, it's not too unbelievable to think that there would eventually be an Elmore version. When the two decide to go back in time to see why they're so awkward around each other, Gumball constructs a time machine out of a cardboard box. This might be a reference to the classic comic strip Calvin and Hobbes. In the comic, Calvin frequently uses a cardboard box to make things from time machines to cloning machines. He's a very creative kid. Here we see Gumball doing the same thing by just throwing it together out of cardboard boxes and material around the house. Either way, guys, I want one. When Gumball tries to explain how exactly the machine works, he mentions the phrase flux passingly. This is a half reference to the classic Back to the Future franchise. In the series, the famous time-traveling DeLorean uses a flux capacitor to travel across the time-space continuum, so it would make sense for his machine to have something like that. I'm sure he was just looking for very time-traveling words to say, and it's just interesting that this word specifically came from Back to the Future. When they go back in time, the whole episode switches over to puppets and string. This seems like yet another attempt for the show to have a don't hug me I'm scared type style. Especially the scenes where they put their hands in the frame and start destroying things. It reminded me a lot of the original Don't Hug Me I'm Scared, when they put their hands in the frame and you see the human heart with the glitter for the first time, when things get really messed up. This makes even more sense considering that the Don't Hug Me I'm Scared's crew has worked together with them in the past to make it an entire episode in that style, so maybe this is just another reference to them. Either way, I'm slightly freaked out. Are you ready for some continuity facts? Cause I am. Hot Dog Kid isn't a stranger to the series. This is actually his fourth entry into it, having been in 3 other episodes, these episodes being the extras, the hug, and the awkwardness. The hug and the awkwardness both center on Hot Dog Kid being awkward, so I guess that's just the kind of guy he is. Gumball must get a kick out of being pantsless because this is the 24th time he's been in his underpants in the series. That is too many. Finally, the episode marks the 4th time in the series referencing the Space Odyssey opening track, Sunrise. The other episodes being the Procrastinators, the Countdown, and the World. Maybe someone on the staff has it stuck in their head. Well, there you have it, guys. Those are some references and Easter eggs in the Amazing World of Gumball episode, The Cringe. As always, if there's anything we missed, let us know in the comments down below. If you like the video, give it a like, and subscribe to the Roundtable for more great Gumball breakdowns. As always, I'm your host, RetroNemo, and I'll see you guys in the next breakdown.